Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel Code with B. While programming, you must have encountered the scenarios wherein you have to transform one object to the other object. So if you have a DTO object, then you must have converted it into the domain object or to the entity object. For the complex objects, it becomes quite tedious task to write the transformation code. Today in this video, we are going to talk about one of the tool MapStruct, which will help us reduce this code. So instead of we write the code, MapStruct will automatically generate the classes that will have these transformation code. So without any further ado, let's see how MapStruct will help us here. We will start with a simple transformation of user into user DTO, and as we go along, we will add more complexities. Here we have the user object and we want to transform user into user DTO. For that, we have applied the setters method of user DTO and we are setting the values from the user object. This part we want to automate. Instead of setting the properties by ourselves, we want MapStruct to generate the code that will have all of this code. To work with MapStruct, we just need to define an interface or the abstract class. And within that, we have to define some abstract methods. Rest of the things will be taken care by the MapStruct. MapStruct will be generating the implementation class and the implementation of the methods that we have defined within the interface. To add MapStruct in the class path, we need to add some of the dependencies. First one is the MapStruct library, which will give us all the annotations that we will use in our interface. And second one is the annotation processor. With the help of annotation processor, at the time of compilation, Java compiler will generate some source code for the MapStruct and will add this code into the class path. We have already defined one interface user DTO mapper. You can define it as the abstract class as well. We have to convert the user object into user DTO. For that, we need to define one abstract method that will take the user as an input and will return user DTO as an output. So define that method. User DTO is the output type and we can give it any name. Build user DTO is the name that we are giving right now and it will take user as an input. For this interface, we want MapStruct to generate the implementation class. For that, we need to add one annotation @mapper. Now it will have one class file added for us. Here it is the user DTO mapper IMPL, which implements the user DTO mapper interface, and it has the implementation for the build user DTO method. So instead of calling all of these setters by ourselves, let's use the user DTO mapper IMPL and call the build user DTO method. Here we will instantiate the user DTO mapper IMPL, define it in some variable user DTO mapper, and now we will call the build user DTO method and we will pass the user object as an input. We can remove all of this stuff as it is part of the build user DTO now. And if we build our code, build is working fine. That means all of the properties within user objects are mapped with the property in the user DTO object. Instead of defining instance of user DTO mapper IMPL, we can also use the factory methods that will give us the reference of the user DTO mapper. For that, we can define one variable in our interface and we need instance of user DTO mapper. So let's define the reference as user DTO mapper. We will call the getMapper method of the mappers class. This method will return the instance of user DTO mapper. For that, we need to pass the user DTO mapper dot class as an input. Instead of using the user DTO mapper IMPL, we can now use the reference of the user DTO mapper. If we will run our test, it will have the same impact. If you look into the console, we are getting one warning and it says that there are some of the unmapped target properties: user ID, user type, and address DTO. In the user DTO, we have properties such as user ID, user type, first name, last name, age, and address DTO. Some of the properties are already there in the user object, but remaining properties are not mapped. If there are some of the properties which are not mapped, and we want to throw the error, we can change that behavior with the mapper, and here we can define some of the policies. The first one is the unmapped target policy. By default, it has a value warning. That is why we are able to see the warning in the console. If we change this value to error, and build our code, it will fail at the time of compilation, and the error is for the same reason it has unmapped properties. And if we want to ignore it, we can set the property as ignore. Now let's look at one of the scenario. Here, instead of the first name, if it has a value initials, whereas the user DTO has the first name. If we run this test, it is failing at the assertion where we have applied the users.get initials is equals to the value of the first name of user DTO. But now if we look into user DTO mapper IMPL, here it is only setting value for the last name and age, but it is not setting the value for the first name. The reason is because the properties are different. If we want to map the different properties, so we can add some of the annotation and we can define some of the values here. The first one is the target, and then we have the source value. Target is the property of the target object and source is the property that we want to map from the source object. Here we want to map the first name and the initial. The target will be the first name. This is the property from the user DTO object, and the source is the value initials. This is the value from user object. In the user DTO mapper IMPL, now it is setting the value of first name from the initials of the user. If you have more such properties, then you can add multiple mappings here. Let's look at one more scenario now. Here we have the user type and we want fixed value to be assigned to this variable. That means whenever we will generate the user DTO object, it will have a fixed value for the user type. And based on this example, we want to set the customer as fixed value. We can add one more mapping here. This time the target is the user type and we want the value to be fixed value. For that, we can define a constant. Here we can define the value that we want to set. And for our example, we have the customer. Build our code. So the test is successful, and in the user DTO mapper IMPL, it is setting the customer value to user type. If we have one more scenario wherein we want to generate dynamic value for certain attribute. Here we have a user ID and we want to generate the dynamic value for user ID. Here we want to get the user ID that starts with the user underscore and it can have some dynamic value afterward. For that, again, we need to define mapping, and the mapping can be defined the same way. The target is user ID now, but the value is not fixed. It has to be a dynamic value. For that, we can define one expression. We need to wrap the Java code within the Java. Here we can define any Boolean condition or we can call some method as well. Let's call one method generate ID. This generate ID method does not take any parameter. Now if we will run the test, the compilation is failing. In this user DTO mapper IMPL, for the set user ID, it is calling generate ID method. This generate ID method is not available anywhere. If you have the method defined in some other class, so you can define the full path of that class. Also, you can define that method within the same interface. Let's define the method in the interface. For that, we need to define the default method as we want to have the implementation. This method will return the string. And now, for example, we want to return some fixed value, user underscore, and we want to add some random value to it. So let's use math.random. Now, if we run the test, it is working perfectly fine. Instead of the fixed value, if we want to return the value based on the source object, for that we can define the parameter here. So we have user and we want this to be the value of the initials. So user.get initials plus some random value. We need to pass the input to it. Here we have the user object, so we can pass this object here. Now let's look at one more scenario. In the user object, we have one of the property address, and within the user DTO, we have address DTO. Now we want to map the address with address DTO. Address DTO has the property location, whereas the address has the property city. Not only we want to map the address to address DTO, but also we want to map the city to location. Here we want to set the address in the user object. We want to assert that the location of the address DTO should be same as the city of the address, which is Delhi. If we run this test, it is throwing the null pointer. the address DTO is null. In the user DTO mapper IMPL, it is not setting the property of address DTO. To fix this, we need to map the address into address DTO. For that, here we have to add additional mapping, and the target will be the address DTO and source is address. Let's run the test. It has the property mismatch. We are getting the address DTO object, but the location is null. If we look into the user DTO mapper IMPL, here the set address DTO method is called and it is setting the address. However, it is only instantiating the address DTO, but it is not setting the property of location. Again, the same fix is there. Here we have the source as address and target as address DTO. But we also need to map the properties within the nested object. For that, we can use the dotted notation. Within address DTO, we have the property location, and within the address, we have the property city. You might have the different properties within the address DTO or the address. So you can set all of these properties by defining the different mapping, and here you can set the properties. But there is a better way. Instead of defining the properties here, we can define one more mapping in the same interface. Now we need to define the mapping from address to address DTO. For that, we can define whenever this build user DTO method will be called, to map the address DTO from address, it will call this method. We have different properties, city and location in both of these objects. Let's map that. Now the target object is the address DTO. So we need not to define the address DTO here. Similarly, source is address, so we can get rid of this. In the same way, now we are mapping the address to address DTO. So remove the location and the city. Here in the user DTO mapper IMPL, while setting the address DTO, it is calling the build address DTO. That is what we have defined. Until now, we have seen this scenario wherein we have single source object and single target object. Now let's look at one of the scenario wherein we have different source object but single target object. So we have the profile DTO that contains addresses and the education. We don't have any source object that wraps the addresses and the education. But while building the profile DTO, we need to pass two inputs, addresses and the education. For that, we have defined the profile DTO mapper. Here we have a build profile DTO method that takes list of address as the first parameter and education as the second parameter. If we build this, let's see what happens. It fails and it says cannot generate mapping method from iterable type from Java stdlib to non-iterable type. Here we have the method that has the first parameter as the list type, which is the iterable type. While defining the implementation, map struct will look into the parameters. If the first parameter is object type, then it will define the target as the object. And if it is the iterable type, it will define the target as the iterable type. But in this case, we have the iterable type as the first parameter and object type as the second parameter. So map struct will not be able to transform it. Here we have the education as the second parameter. If we swap the position of these parameters, the first parameter will become the object and the output is also the object type. So this conversion is possible. Let's change the order of the parameters. And now if we build this, now the build is successful. Let's look into the test of the profile DTO mapper. Here we have the list of addresses and we have the education. And now we will use this profile DTO mapper in our test case. We can call the build profile DTO by passing education to it. And the second parameter is the addresses. And here we want to ensure that the addresses of profile DTO has the same city as the cities that we have defined within the address. So if we run this test, the test is failing and it is throwing the null pointer exception. This is failing at line number 32. That means it is able to set the education, but it is not setting the address. Let's find out the reason. Here we have this build profile DTO, which takes the education and the address list. And in the profile DTO, we have addresses and the education. In the mapper, we have defined the property address list. So this is what we can fix by setting the same value. And if we run this test again, this is failing and the failure is in the assertions of the city names. Same kind of scenario we have seen in the user DTO mapper. Here we have defined the build address DTO to convert the address into address DTO. And now we need to do the same thing in the profile DTO mapper. If we copy this code, it will be a duplication of the code. To fix this, we can add one more property with the mapper, and here we can define one property uses. Within this, we can add the different mappers that we have defined. We have the user DTO mapper. Whenever this build profile DTO method will be setting the addresses from the list of address to the list of address DTO, it will look for any transformation within the mapper. If it won't find any mapper that can transform the address into address DTO, then it will look for the other mappers which we have defined within the uses. We have the user DTO mapper where we have the implementation of the address to address DTO. Now if we will run this, so the test is working fine, and if you will go to the implementation here in the profile DTO mapper IMPL, while setting the address DTO, it is calling the build address DTO of the user DTO mapper. We have seen how we can proceed with list. In the same way, we can use the set or map or any other collection. There are lots of other features in the map struct. If you will start using the map struct, you will get to know more about it. So in this video, we have seen how easy it is to use map struct to write the complex transformation code. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, subscribe and share. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get the latest update on my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and happy coding.